Welcome, welcome to Give Me the Mic. We're so happy to have you again today. We have an awesome guest for you today. Can't wait for you to meet him. You're going to be motivated, inspired, and cultivated for Sounds of a Writer. Now, before we get started, I'm Faye Bailey Lucas, your host, but I want to bring up my great host, none other than my brother of what Jesus says. Come on up, Zach. Give him a hand. Ooh, 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 ooh. Bells and whistles for my brother. How you doing, brother?
Well, I don't know since I have to now to get put into voicemail and having to talk to assistants. I can't talk to the host directly no more. I mean,
Well, you made
somebody
me
said
great.
that this was called elevation and growth.
Well,
I
you
just
made
can't
me
pick up the
great.
phone and talk to the host no more. You got to explain that to the audience. I don't know.
Why you keep saying I'm gonna be great? Now I'm great. Now I can't talk to you every time you call. Now what you gonna do? Look at you.
And
How
look
I
at
gave
you
my vote.
now. Look at you. I'm kind of. I don't know how to act because now I'm being pushed to the back.
No,
I
I
was
never
not.
put you
I
to the
wasn't
back.
pushed to the back before. Now I'm sitting in the
No,
back of the
brother.
bus. So I got to get
Come on.
somebody like our guest to kind of help me start a campaign so I shall overcome.
Listen, brother, please tell the audience what Jesus has to say about our
Man,
title
are you
for them.
kidding me? This is gonna be
Sounds of
incredible
a
because
writer.
they don't even know that the first rappers was Moses and David. And the
Uh-huh.
first rap came from the Psalms. These songs were motivation and adoration and worship towards God, the Lord Himself. And they wrote these songs to give emotional relations with the Lord. They were
Wow.
rapping, and they literally are rap songs. David used to play the bass. They call it the harp, the fiddle. And
Uh-huh.
so David wrote these songs, and his last words, put up the last words of David. He said, Lord, I honor you with my tongue. Oh my
Uh-huh.
God. Now see, you have to when you go to traditional churches, I'm not dogging traditional churches, but they're not gonna bring it to a young person and let him know that did you know David was a rapper? Not only was he a rapper, are you kidding? He was so cool, he danced out of his clothes. You know. He just like the Funkadelic, you know what I'm saying? Just like the dude with the diaper. You're like, now you're going too far. But no, Moses was raised in the house of Pharaoh in Africa. And he was raised in the house of a king in Egypt. So yeah, he understands rapping. He understands that he married a minority woman from Ethiopia. They're not going to teach you that. But tonight you're going to learn from a brother how he came through all of his situation to be elevated to this point and cultivate. He's going to try to cultivate the gifts that we're trying to develop in you to say you can do it too. So I'm
Yeah.
going to turn it back to my hostess with the mostest that I can't even get on the phone no more.
Stop, stop. Thank you so much, brother. So we're going to hear from our guest, Sounds of a Writer. He's an awesome writer. You're going to hear some of the songs that he has written and what he's actually doing. So we're going to pull up a commercial, and then the next voice you're going to hear is our special guest.
So you think you know, but you don't know. The best weave is a natural weave with our Weave collection. Learn this technique exclusively at All Dolled Up School of Cosmetology.
Just like everyone, my life is jam packed. I'm always on the move. Whether it's personal or business, I live in the fast lane. But self care, mentally and physically, is top priority for me. That's why I'm a part of the Texture Club at my favorite salon. They always treat you like family, and that experience leaves me wanting more. So instead of worrying about my ends, treatments, and styles, my easy monthly subscription to the Texture Club solves everything. I let the pros focus on my hair so I can focus on the other things that matter in my life.
Wow, wow, wow. Woo! We're so excited to have you, Smitty.
I'm
You
excited
have
to be here. Actually, on a Sunday, this is good stuff.
You have really gotten my brother excited. I've never seen him be so
Oh, all
excited.
right, so my man, we connected. Good
I
spirit.
know. You have joined the family already. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us. And I am so excited to hear all about you, Smitty. But
Definitely.
my first question to you is what inspired you to be a writer of music?
Great way to start it off. uh, a lot of times, coming from our community, we all got a rhythm to us. We all pretty much know how to dance. We all know how to rap. These days, everybody can rap, but it's a thin line between a rapper and a writer.
Right.
And what made me become a writer was me understanding that the rapping part of it wasn't for me. The lifestyle of it, the ups and downs, the politics that's played within these labels and things like that. And once you do make that money, you're not in control of your purpose anymore. So I stepped back behind the scenes because I was more attracted to my purpose for
Yeah.
affecting people with my pen than I was, the lifestyle, the popping the bottles, the cars, the clubs, all that. Which that's great. I had a great time, but didn't I was left empty. So I made a conscious decision to step back behind the scenes, and I just started just specifically
Wow.
writing for people at that point.
Oh wow, wow, wow. And I am just so impressed because this is what Give Me the Mic is about.
Yeah.
And you are going to be able to really inspire somebody who has this gift, wondering how to get into this business of writing for certain people. Now, I wrote a song, but I
Mm.
don't know. My brother keeps saying I need to get somebody else to sing it.
Right.
How do
That's
you get
true. That's where
how
the
do you
money
get
at.
people to sing your songs?
Um, well, it started honestly. Man, it's a crazy story. I was, I had drove out to LA. I was going to Florida A&M University, and one summer, I'm like, hey, I think I want to do this rap thing. So I made a demo. I drove out to LA in the Nissan Stanza, and I said, hey, if nothing happened, I go back to school. So I was ready to go back. I went to Florida A&M, so I was ready to go back to school. Shout out to all my rattlers out there. And I ran into this dude. It was a church seminar in Inglewood. I forget the name of the church. And I went to my man who was with me. He was going to a job court, like a job seminar. So I said, I'll go. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm not from LA, whatever. So I went there and I'm just writing. And the dude who saw me writing, he's actually a star on the show. What's the name of the show on CW? American Dream. He's a big actor. His name Kareem Grimes. He's been in a lot of movies. And he was like,
Okay.
yeah, my cousin is he's a manager. And he put me
Okay.
on the phone with him. And I was like,
Uh-oh.
I rap, okay, cool. He said, keep him right there. So he comes, sees me, I keep rapping. I got all these bars I'm rapping. Remember, at this time, I just want to be a rapper still. I'm not
Right.
thinking of a writer.
Right.
So he had the idea to, at the time, one of the big rappers was MC Light, one of the female rappers, MC Light. It was her, Queen Latifah, Will Smith, all this whole group is how I got introduced to writing for someone. And
Okay.
he told me to spit the rhyme that I spit for him, spit it on the phone for her. So I
Okay.
left it on her voicemail.
Uh-huh.
She calls him back, like, who is that? Keep him where he is. And she started paying me $5,000 to write a verse for her.
Wow.
And I just kept writing verses, 5,000 a verse. This is maybe 2005, something, no, 2002, so before I met Dr. Dre. So
Wow.
before that. And I'm just writing verses for her, writing verses for her. She paying me. Will Smith heard one of the verses when he was doing the Bad Boys 2 soundtrack, right after he did
Uh-huh.
Welcome to Miami. And then that's how I got in with Will Smith and started
Wow.
with him.
So, what are some of the, like I said, inspirations? What do you write about? Like their lives or just something that relates to them? How do you go about, you
Well,
know?
see, this is the part where it takes you getting past the entry level knowledge of being a writer, right? When you
Okay.
first start off, you just trying to say hot stuff. You're just trying to say catchy ear candy stuff. Like
Right, right.
I'm the best rapper, and you know it. And that'll get you in the door. But in order to make life changing money, you have to go into giving these people what they want to say, what they didn't know they
Got
wanted to say, but they don't have the time to think that thought, so they'll pay you to think it for them because they're basically paying for you to
To
take what
think.
they said, put it onto record, so they can go continue making money elsewhere. That is
Gotcha.
being a successful songwriter. In order to do that, you probably got to stay off the grid because if I go to the club every night or I'm with the world, I'm gonna think what the world thinking. So you
Right.
no place to go to think what this particular client, because it's not a you're not writing for anybody. You got to treat it like a business. You're writing for a client. So if it's a client
Oh,
and you run an Apple, what does this person need that they don't have?
gotcha.
And that's what
Right.
I'm what you don't have.
That's how that works. Wow.
Yeah.
So this question is, what is the most exciting part of your career that you felt like you have made it? Because you know Zach has already said you going way past what you've already done. But what is the most awarding thing that has happened in your life that you really felt good about?
Um, man, that's crazy you say that because that's a good question. I done had like 3 different lives, so I got to give you 3 different answers.
Give us three different answers. We got time.
Okay, the first rewarding thing is that when I was in my journey, before I started writing for a specific person who's going through a lot, P. Diddy, if people don't know, before I
Okay.
started writing for him, I had went to audition for Jay-Z.
Uh-huh.
And the guy that introduced me to Jay-Z was Will Smith's best friend, Charlie Mack. True
Okay.
story. Y'all could Google it. It's all a thing. So when things wasn't going the way we wanted them to go, as far as me becoming a solo artist, Charlie Mack took it into his own hands and he called Jay-Z and he put me on the phone with Jay-Z and said, "Spit."
Uh,
I spit with Jay-Z. He flies me out to New York like a week later. Right.
wow.
I rap in front of Jay-Z and it was Biggs, Jay-Z. I forget who all was there. It was Baseline at the time. And he was like, he just shook his head. He ain't say nothing. So then we drove back to Philly and we was waiting. And I was like, man, maybe he ain't like me. And then he sent Charlie Mack a text like 5 in the morning, like, yo, I'm sorry I got back to you so late. I didn't want you to think I was taking the kid lightly, but he's nice. I just don't got room for him here at Rockefeller at the time, but we can go do a deal over at, Def Jam with Scarface or whatever. That's another story. So Charlie Mack was a little disappointed because, he wanted me to go to Rockefeller with Jay-Z. They was hot at the time. It's like 04, 05. But I wasn't. Like, I was like, I can't believe he said I was nice. That was like all I needed to hear.
That was a big
And I
thing.
went off to the, like I had, in my mind, you couldn't tell me nothing else. So then skip to my second, oh, I can't believe this happened. I go right,
Uh-huh.
Diddy. We writing. We working on the Bad Boys 2 soundtrack. He
Uh-huh.
writes this record called Shake It to a Feather. And he wanted me to change the record. Me and him we actually got into a little tiff. He wanted me to change the record. I said no. And it wasn't me saying no. It's kind of, now that I look back on it, it was God saying no because that was the beginning of us going our separate ways. He kind
Wow.
of was upset that I didn't want to continue to rewrite the record because he had taught me to rewrite. I started rewriting when I got with Diddy. I was working in Audition and all these different groups, Mary J. Blige and all this stuff I was writing for. And I wouldn't rewrite that for some reason. And now I knew why, because that was the first time I received a Grammy. That song got a Grammy.
Woo!
And
We need some whistles.
one of the trophies right somewhere. So when I received that Grammy, that was a hot moment for me. And I was like, oh, this is all I wanted. When I was sitting
That's
around in
awesome.
Florida, I was in Fort Lauderdale or Miami somewhere. This is all I wanted. And after that came another moment. Then I became an artist. Clive Davis signed me. So I was like,
Wow.
he signed me because all of this stuff was happening. And then I put out a record called Diamonds on My Neck. And then that became like a regional hit. So I was on the radio every 5 minutes. And then I thought that's all I wanted. I'm just showing you how God been showing out in my life. I'm like, I can't get no more.
But he had more.
Yeah, showing out. And then the final moment I think has been like recently in the last year or so. Just when me, Dr. Dre, and Snoop, and the whole team over there, once I actually started being a part of their legacy, Eminem and 50 Cent and all of
Right.
them, this has like been the highlight of everything, because I grew up on Snoop and Dre. I always wanted to just be in the room with them and to be
Mm-hmm.
a intricate part of the creative process with them, and just
Right.
have, I just got off the phone with Snoop this morning, just to have them call me and ask for my advice on anything was bigger than the
Amen.
diamonds on my neck. It was bigger than the Grammy. It was bigger than the Jay-Z situation.
Amen.
I know
Yeah.
God had a plan for me the whole time. So when people ask me, why you ain't stay being, I always get stopped. Why you ain't continue to be a rapper? You, you
God got greater. He has greater.
you stay being a rapper. But what God has done for me, the question is, I can't believe you would have stayed being a rapper, seeing what
Uh-huh.
God then showed out the last 5 years in my life. So that's why.
So now I realize that it's very powerful to be the writer, the foundation of a song.
That's where the
And
money
you
at.
know, the person who sings it, they get all the accolades and everything, but
Hmm.
the person who wrote the song is the foundation. But Zach, what is that scripture you always say that your gift will make room for you to stand with
Yeah,
great
yeah,
men? And it seems like Smitty has been gifted with this to stand before great men in his industry.
yeah.
That's
What's that?
Proverbs 18:16. But I wanted him to understand his history of
Mm,
the business. Now, you had several artists come and go, writers come and go, but
mm,
Barry Gordy, these
mm.
people, he produced people like the Jackson Five and all.
Smokey Roberts. Mm,
I don't know how it's going to happen, but I pray that you get a mentor like a Barry Gordon. Now that you're
mm,
in the room, you can say,
mm.
man, show me how to
Yeah,
be you. And he going to
ab-
say, it ain't number one me, but you can be the
absolutely,
one Mr. Smith. And you could
absolutely.
take his to the next level and understand how he was able
Wow.
to take not only the writers, not only the entertainers, but created an industry that he
Mm,
became the best at what he did. And
mm.
he
Wow.
created a manufacturing
Yeah.
type of thing under RIAA, Recording
Mhm.
Industry Association of America. Now, you know what the RIAA is,
Yes, sir.
right? So when
Yep.
you get those rights, that's the most important. He owned the rights to that.
Yeah.
Now, some people would say it was dirty how Mr. Gordon did that. No, she signed up for that,
Good.
and that's what she got.
Good.
Now, if she wanted to do something else, she should have been propelled to do it with her spirit.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm telling you to
Absolutely.
understand not so much the glitz and the glam and the fame, right? I joke about it. I said, man, make me famous. The reason I say that is set an expectation for you to take
Mm,
yourself to another level. The Lord's gonna hook me up. I'm fine.
mhm,
But I want you
mhm.
to take on people like Mr. Gordy, and I
Yeah.
don't know if there's anyone on the same par with him other than Prince, and he's dead. To
Yeah.
understand how he manufactured an industry, not
Mm,
just a song, not just some words with your name on it, not just something that you can look up by Mr.
mm,
Smith. That's
mm.
fine. But we
Yeah.
want your children and their children to benefit from what you're doing. Now Barry
Mm.
Gordy's son probably can't sing a lick, but he's he's
But he
sharing
take
in the
care
success
of
of
he
his
good.
father.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Amen. So the
Yeah.
next thing I want you to do, I don't know, you're in now. You could definitely, like you said, Proverbs 18:16. Mr. Gordy, let me sit under you for a minute, man. Tell me how to get this thing together. I want to lay it out like
Mm,
this. And he's gonna
mm.
say, son, I'm gonna tell you, but you gotta pay me. I don't know how it's
He
gonna
gonna
come
charge me.
about, but
Think
the
he gonna
Lord
charge me?
already gave you your interest. He
He
told
ain't
you, like Proverbs 18:16,
he
Yeah.
gonna charge
your
me?
gift. And so
Mm,
you got a gift. See, now
And
yeah.
it's
anybody would put that to wax. Mr. Gift's got a slip. Mr.
Mm,
Smith's got a gift.
he got it good.
Maxing,
Time
relaxing,
to
it
hang
ain't too
around.
taxing. See,
Zach,
now I just
you
did
always
something for you.
wanted to rap. Zach
I like
always
that.
wanted to rap. He
I like
always
that.
wanted to
I
rap.
I
still,
ain't got no skill, but you
yeah.
know what? He heard what the Lord just told him. So he gonna
Mm,
make an industry. I
Yeah.
good.
don't know what you gonna call it, just like Bruh called Rockefeller, whatever.
Well,
You gonna have
he
your own thing.
yeah, and it's evident that he's full of wisdom.
Of course,
You
yes.
know, he sought out for advice. That's a good thing. That says a lot. So many people are waiting for you
That's right.
to get
Yeah.
to that place where you can motivate, inspire, and cultivate them to become successful and reach their highest potential. I'm so glad that you came on to, be a part of what we're trying to do, because
Definitely.
I'm telling you, so many people just don't know how to do it, but they
Yeah.
have the gift and they
Yeah.
don't have no one to hold their hands.
Yeah.
And so this is what Giving the Mic is about. We
That's it.
have a lot of listeners today, and one is saying, amen, listening to the voice of God. When you mentioned that you now know why it was not good for you to write that particular song,
Right.
but you
Right.
listen to the voice of God.
I
So
didn't
how
even know
many
I was
times?
listening. That's crazy. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what? I mean, Smitty, we didn't even find out where you from,
Oh
and
man.
how did you tell us a little bit about? Do you have children? Are you married?
I'm a Florida boy, born and raised in Florida. So when I say Florida, born in Miami, um,
Okay.
raised in Little Haiti, grew up in Fort Lauderdale, moved to Orlando, went to school in Tallahassee, came up to Hollywood. When I say I'm a Florida baby, I'm a Florida baby. So, my
Okay.
family's from the Bahamas. They all Caribbean, Caribbean Bahamas, you know what I mean? So
Okay.
for me, it was just, Florida, if you came up in Florida in the 90s, you got a resilience to you. It wasn't easy, but I always stuck to what I wanted to do. I was always the rapper kid. I was always the one at the lunch table when everybody
Okay.
was studying. I was rapping. It kind of made my way for me though, because the tough guys was always giving me a pass because I could rap. Basically, I was
Really?
in a lot of situations. I didn't have too much trouble because they saw that I had something that I didn't even see that I had. You know what I mean?
What you say? They either made them laugh or you rap.
Yeah, you rap. That's what you either play, have a wicked jump shot, or you rap. And I was freestyling all the time, and just sliding, gliding through school. And then once I went to Florida A&M, I don't know how I got into Florida A&M. I wasn't the smartest cat, but I was
You
rapping
got
there.
flavor.
Yeah, I didn't know
You
how I
Yeah,
got.
just
my little niece went to Florida A&M. She
Oh, so
played.
y'all rattlers in the building.
She's
You
a
know, all my
rattler,
fellow
man. She
rattlers out
played
there.
tennis, man. I
My
want to
fellow
give a
rattlers
shout
out
out to
there.
little Elise Bailey.
Okay, and I'm down for rap. I'm blood of rattlers. I gotta go. Like you said, I want to go back and speak to them.
Okay,
What
that's
we
good.
talking
See,
about with.
each
But
see,
one
we
reach
gotta
one.
put
yeah,
that up.
that's
Hmm.
it. So when I went to Florida A&M, if you was there at that time, probably what 97, 98, 99, you ran into
Okay.
me. I was in every talent show. I was in a group called Five Mics or whatever, and
Oh my goodness.
talent shows. And I remember Cameron. He got a big podcast now. It is what it is. Cameron and Jim
It
Jones
is what it is.
came to perform in Tallahassee, and they was at the Moon. And I snuck to their hotel. They had a hotel somewhere. I went to the hotel to rap for the manager. The manager was like, come to the show. I rap for Cameron. Cameron them probably don't even remember this. And they honestly was like, yo, I like all of y'all, but you just got this fire. I just want
See,
to rock
you
with you.
got favor.
I get maybe I do the Five Mic group later, but I gotta get you first. But he said the issue is you gotta write. All you do is freestyle. You gotta write records. If you don't write records, there's nothing I could do with you. So I took it as a like, dang, and then I just started writing from that day on. And then that's what led to me driving to California the next summer to say, all right, I write, I got a demo, and then I went to California, and that was my Florida experience. No kids,
You,
you know,
yeah, you were predestined for this.
predestined. It's God.
Now
This, you,
listen to what she said to you.
Mm,
You're predestined. You laid out, even though David, his
mm,
own father, overlooked his talent.
yeah,
David was a writer, bruh.
yeah,
The
yeah,
Psalms
yeah,
are writings for
yeah,
the Lord to give praise and worship. And
yeah,
you're doing it. And you're doing it in your own way, but you're the son of God. You're a son
yeah,
of God. But
yeah,
he found his talent and the talent found him. He
yeah,
was out doing his thing.
yeah.
And Samuel said, you ain't got no more kids? No more sons? He said, yeah, I got another one.
Ooh,
I
ooh,
got
all
another one.
right.
He was overlooked. Yeah, his
ooh,
name David. Go
ooh,
get him. And David
We
is,
got another
I'm
David
telling
on
you,
us.
the
ooh.
Lord wants to propel you to that level where you're the king of what you're doing.
You
That
know,
was a song by Run DMC. I always remember it. King of Rock.
King of Rock.
My Adidas See, I'm old
Mm.
school. I'm an old dude, man. That's what
Hey,
you
That ain't old no more. That's the forefathers. You gotta respect that.
get.
That's what we
So
wouldn't
all
be here
right.
without that. That's the
that's
fore.
where he wants to take you, Mr. Smith. He wants to
Yeah.
take you not so much as
Okay.
stoking somebody else's success,
Mm.
like Young MC. Young
Yeah.
MC had talent. He was a writer, and then all
Yeah.
of a sudden he made an album. Then it kind of dwindled down.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to perpetuate your talent. That's why I
Yeah.
want you to get in an environment where somebody can mentor you and to get the industry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can come work for you as your consultant or something. I had to
You
slide
already on
that
the
in there.
staff.
You know
You
what
know,
I'm
you
saying?
already on the staff. You know that.
Okay, so we're gonna come to the point where I want you to speak to the audience, Smitty, and just
Yeah.
motivate, inspire, and cultivate them with some words of encouragement, and then we're gonna go out with a positive word from Smitty.
I got you. It's I'm really honestly I'm speaking to everybody, but I'm speaking to my Florida babies in particular because that Florida matrix is harder than New York, LA, Atlanta. I got to take care of home first. You dig what I'm saying? This for everybody, but for Florida in particular, we got the most talented, unheard people on this planet right now. And I just came back from Egypt a couple months ago. So I'm telling you, and I'm Florida, something in the water. And for my Floridians that's writing what they writing, eating a bowl of cereal right now, trust me, what you're hearing and the instinct that you have, follow that instinct. Listen to that voice that's inside your head that's saying you can do this. The only thing is, can you keep the outside noise away from telling you can do
Hallelujah.
can't do something that you could do just because
Just
everybody else doing it a different way. Or you can't hop on that plane and go wait for that producer for 2 hour, 24 hours to see if he'll listen to you sing. Why can't you? You can't put that, post up or go into that DM or the head of this corporation to listen to your demo. Why wouldn't he? Everything that's ever happened for me was because I said, why not? Why
amen.
not? So that fear factor, which has been embedded in our DNA, just cause we up against all odds, we coming from the bottom, we ain't got all the resources to give us confidence. Hopefully a podcast like this will give you that confidence that
Amen.
I had to basically go out and get my head chopped off. And now I got confidence that you can't tell me no. God can tell me no, but human being, a man can't tell me no.
Amen.
Last word, and that's my word for all my Florida babies. God got the last word. Do what you do.
Amen. I love
Oh
it.
man, you're a preacher too,
Man.
Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
You
Oh
a
Lord.
preacher.
Hey, man.
Oh Jesus.
This is my.
I am so
I've been through it all, man.
I need to
I'm
send you a cash
happy to
app.
be here. I'm happy to be here.
oh
Trust me.
man. That's
Been
a
through
good
a lot.
way to end the show today. And
Yes,
I
Lord.
am so thankful for you coming on. Thank you for
Oh,
your
no.
support with Hair in the Spirit and all
Absolutely.
that you do for charity.
Absolutely.
And brother, again, thank you for being the greatest co-host ever.
That's my man. Hit me, text me. We gonna figure out the ninth wonder situation. I got you.
Okay, thank you guys for coming and hope to see you next week. Same time, same place on Give Me the Mic. Tell your friends, share, share, and share. Love you. Bye bye.